Time after time, He has waited for you, and now He is waiting again to see if you're willing to open the door. Oh, how He wants to come in. So this afternoon, I'm going to share a verse with you. And it reads, His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life. Through our knowledge of Him who called us by His own glory, through these He has given us His very great and precious promises, so that through them you may participate in the divine nature, having escaped the corruption in the world caused by evil desires. God's divine power intervenes for us. God is everything we need to escape the trauma and the chaos that surrounds us. All of the problems that we faced. Living in this world, sometimes life can seem so hopeless. Like things are never going to get better. And you're probably right. Things may not get better, especially with the direction that humans are going in. But know this, God's divine power will give you the strength to live a godly life, so that a godly life can free us from all the things that surround us. Will you endure tests and trials though you live a godly life? Yes. Will you face pain? Yes. Will you have trouble still? Yes. And some people might ask, what's the point then? The point is, at the end of every dark tunnel, there's a light. Not all dark tunnels lead to a dead end. A life with Christ surely doesn't lead to a dead end. In all his stories, in all the Bible stories, God details explicitly who He is, what He's about. And with all of the people in the Bible, most of His servants, they ended up reaching a point where they became isolated. Some not isolated from people, but some were isolated from riches, isolated from different things that stood in their way. God encourages us to live a solitary life, a life that promotes simplicity, a life that isn't complicated, because God is clear. He's sober-minded, and He wants us to be the same way. And the less distractions we have, the more we can see things more clearly around us, and the more we can get to understand who exactly God is and what He wants, per se. So His divine power will be revealed more and more in our lives if we give Him the chance. If we step away from the things that don't allow us to focus on God. A lot of us know what I mean. Some of us might not know what I mean. But the thing is, you got to give God space to work. You have to make room for Him. You have to make time for Him. Then His divine power will pour out into our lives. Some people don't understand God because they don't understand His word. They don't read His word. They don't pray. They don't talk to Him. God is a person, He's not just a spirit. You can't see Him, but He's very much alive. And I'm living proof of that. I might have some testimonies on the channel at a later date. But I felt impressed to say this. When I started recording, I had no idea which direction this was going to go into. But I just thank God that I was able to navigate through it. So, to anyone watching, have the best day, despite where you are, no matter what you're doing. And know that Just like you're going through your stuff right now, somebody else out there is suffering as well. Might not be the same thing, but everyone on this planet has sad chapters in their stories. I just want you to remember that God gives the divine power for us to live a godly life so we can escape the evil that surrounds us. When I say escape, we escape emotionally and spiritually before we escape physically, because when we'll escape physically, that's when Christ will return. But in the meantime, God wants us to keep our minds fixed on Him, and He wants us to live a life that represents Him very well. Have a great day. Bye bye.